7, was the game too gimmicky? Was it perfect? Did you pay attention to it? I haven't watched a Major League Baseball game probably in a long time. I mean, I don't sit down and watch a lot of Major League Baseball. I'll watch highlights here and there. But I found myself watching that game last night just because of where it was and the nostalgia and everything else. And my wife even turned to me and said, hey, I think they should do that every year. They should at least let the Cubs come play, or the Twins, or the Cardinals, because they're all about the same amount of distance away from that field, and it'd be fun to have them once a year play that game. So Major League Baseball, in my mind, got that right. But that is that game from last night, the Field of Dreams game. Once again, 256-576-4977. If you want to get in on the show this morning, your thoughts on the Major League Baseball game from last night. Also going on, as Drew mentioned, we've got scrimmages this weekend. Alabama and Auburn are scrimmaging. Yay! Preseason camp scrimmages. Nothing more exciting.
Well, you know.
I mean, really. I mean, it's the first scrimmage. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first scrimmage, but for a lot of diehards, it's when jobs are won. It's interesting always to hear the buzz coming out of them. The first thing you hope for both sides is no injuries, because injuries were a big part of it for several years for Alabama. They were decimated for a couple of years there in 17 and 18 with linebacker injuries. As you remember, Scott, they ended up with 2 true freshmen starting inside linebackers because of injuries during fall camp and then scrimmages, which were really, really, really unfortunate for Alabama. Now, unlike most schools, Alabama can still withstand that kind of thing and be a really good football team. But the first thing you want to see is health. And then you want to kind of hear how the quarterback's doing. Of course, there's going to be a lot of talk about Bo Nix and can he hold off TJ Finley? How is he acclimating himself to that Auburn offense and the new staff? With Alabama, Bryce Young, there's a lot of expectations, #1 player in the country a couple years ago, but he still hasn't ever started a game. So, and there's all the NIL talk with him as well. So you're wanting to see how he plays. Paul Tyson is his backup. Heard a lot of buzz about Jalen Milroe and his athletic ability, so the quarterback position will be something to watch. And then the wide receiver room for both Alabama and Auburn, because Auburn has a lot of young talent, but they lost a lot to the NFL, led by Seth Williams and Anthony Schwartz. And then Alabama, 4 first-rounders in the last 2 years. They've got a room that's talented as well, but you want to see which guys step up in these scrimmages and make plays and win jobs. So that's what we're going to be listening for closely coming out of the weekend. And again, it's one of those things where football, you talked about it in our opening, it's almost here. I mean, we're a week away from high school football.
Yeah.
I mean, it's next Friday night it's games are being played for
Thursday
real.
night actually
really,
is when
Thursday.
It starts. I mean, we're less than a week
Coleman,
away.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Grissom's going to be at Coleman, and so and I think they're also having the Champions Challenge out there in Montgomery that they always have as well.
We have 2 teams playing in the Champion Challenge this year, so it's
that's right. Bob Jones and Guntersville, so not playing against one another. I believe Guntersville taking on Hanley and Bob Jones taking on Dothan. So it's going to be really rocking and rolling in just a few days.
Yeah, and the thing is with the way that the NCAA has things structured right now, these teams, when they scrimmage on Saturday, it'll be the second time this camp that they're wearing just full pads because of the way that you have to have they cut back a lot of these workouts. They cut out the 2-a-days. They cut out a lot of this stuff. And so really when you scrimmage, when these teams scrimmage on Saturday, it'll be the second day that they're able to wear full pads. So, I mean, your bodies – come Sunday, your bodies are going to ache a little bit after these scrimmages.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be in a good way, but you're right. I mean, when you start to – and that's kind of was my point of – I understand they're trying to protect the players,
right?
But I also think you need to have a little bit more contact and tackling. But you even look at Nick Saban and what they're doing in practice, and it's really throughout college football. Even in full pads, they're thudding. They're not doing a ton of tackling right now. Because they're trying to keep their guys healthy. So that's just the way football's changed. And It's going to continue to go that way because it's such a big business now, and even more so with NIL in college. So
right.
You're trying to keep kids healthy, give them a chance to showcase their abilities, and move on to the next level.
Earlier this week, Coach Saban did talk about the last year's effect on this year's team.
The knowledge and experience that the guys gained last year, whether it was the knowledge and experience that they gained by playing in some really good competition, understanding exactly what it takes to, have success in, difficult environments against difficult teams. Those things are invaluable. I think the disruptions that players had to deal with and may still have to deal with in the future relative to our circumstance right now, it's probably something that helped them be a little bit more resilient. But from our standpoint, we look at every day we get an opportunity to work with our players, whether we're in a COVID situation, whether we're off, whether we're pushing the season back, pushing practice back, whatever. Whenever that next opportunity comes, we have a process that we want to go through, a progression of teaching our players so that they have the best opportunity to go out and be successful. So our approach is to take advantage of every one of those opportunities. We didn't have an opportunity to go through camp last year, but I thought our team developed pretty nicely. I think it hurt us a little bit on defense where we're younger and didn't have as much experience. This year we're younger and don't have as much experience on offense, and I think having this camp will probably, help that group sort of grow and develop. So, you got to kind of play the hand that's dealt you, really, and sometimes you get pretty good cards and sometimes you don't. But
that's Nick Saban earlier this week on last year's effect on this year, and pretty much kind of heard the same thing from Coach in previous years. Let's get out to the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Brandon's with us on a Friday morning. Good morning, Brandon.
What's up, Brandon? How are you?
I hear you, but it sounds like you're down a real long hallway.
Yeah, that's we're kind of going through a little bit of some technical gaffes this morning, so we apologize for that. But what's on your mind?
You're coming in loud and clear now. I didn't see the Field of Dreams game last night, but I did see where the Bama sororities have broke TikTok for Rush Week. They have completely taken over that app. Gillettes is handing out bid cups, and you have to get some of them signed by your favorite Alabama player. It is a complete bonanza. And if you get a chance to check some of it out, it's wild. So I just thought I'd put it out there. My neighbor on the front street.
I have not been on TikTok I've not been on TikTok in a long time, Brandon, so I have not been paying attention to that, unfortunately. Sounds like I probably should, but I haven't been paying attention to it.
Yeah, I'm not a big TikTok guy either, but I haven't seen that, Brandon, but I'm sure it's crazy.
I've never been a big TikToker until yesterday. I was being shoved by my neighbor's wife. She couldn't believe the bonanza that was going on. And we're still waiting on Drew to make his first TikTok video. Y'all need to do a poll on that. That way we can come up with a theme for Drew's first TikTok. I thought it should be involved the beer toss that happened that day in the studio, but in the minority.
We could slow-mo that if we could ever put it up on TikTok.
Yeah, well, we would just have to find a perfect song.
Yeah.
Well, in fall camp coming
or Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Yeah.
And my thing that I'm looking for from last year that's most important to me, where are we going to be with yards after catch? I think we had a little over 2,000 yards after catch last year with the receivers. And I think that was what broke a lot of games open. A lot of those passes went straight to the end zone. And they set up huge plays, got these teams off balance, got them to the point where they couldn't run the ball. So I'm looking this year to see what is our yards after catch going to be. Are we going to have somebody like Devontae Smith that's going to take a 10-yard route, 60 yards, take it to the end zone? I think that's really going to tell the tale of what's the offense in the passing game going to do. Are they just going to catch passes, or are they going to catch them and they're going to take them a long distance? because I feel like the offense was able to put so many teams in a position last year that they could not run the ball against Alabama even halfway through the second quarter because they were down so bad. And I'm wondering, do you think we're going to be able to replicate that this year?
Well, it's going to be interesting. We have to see, how Bill O'Brien attacks. Schematically, I really liked a lot of the things that Steve Sarkisian did. But this wide receiver core, Brandon, I think is going to be a little bit different. As I've said, I think John Mechie is almost like a mini Julio, very physical guy, can get down the field, blocks very well, can run after the catch. But how are they going to design it offensively? Can Javon Baker kind of take on the role of Devontae Smith? Can he be a guy that can make people miss, get down the field? Slade Bolden as well, even though Slade I don't think is as explosive as Devontae. So it's really going to be interesting. And then, as I've said, Cameron Latu at tight end. We'll see if Jaleel Billingsley can work his way back up the depth chart after the COVID protocols, which he missed some practice time. So it's going to be a little bit of a different offense as far as the weaponry and the way they attack. They may even attack more vertically down the field. Trayshawn Holden's a big physical receiver who showed some flashes. Ajay Hall as well in the spring. I thought some of the route concepts were interesting as they seemed to take shots down the field a little bit more, and they involved the backs. Najee Harris was a great receiver, but Roy Dell Williams, Jace McClellan made plays. Brian Robinson is a good receiver as well, because he's shown that ability in the past. So I'm going to be really interested to see play call wise and play design what Bill O'Brien's offense really looks like. I know it's Alabama's offense, but all these coordinators kind of put their own kind of touches and own imprint on it.
Well, and the receivers last year blocked so well, and that's something that gets lost for the running game.
Great point.
They were very physical. Devontae Smith was a very physical blocker. I know people don't really think so because of his size, but he executed it to perfection. And speaking of him, to all these LSU fans that seem to think that Derek Stingley could win the Heisman if he would play special teams, that would be special because it'd be the first time ever that father and son won it in back-to-back years. Roll Tide.
Great point, Brandon.
Oh, Brandon referring to your love for Derek Stingley Jr.
Oh yeah, I mean, there was a lot of talk on Twitter. Marcus Spears said that Derek Stingley in his mind is going to be the best to ever do it at the cornerback spot. I guess at least at LSU, and as good as he's seen in college football. And I thought, well, now that his daddy is gone. And he's not going to get torched by Devontae Smith. Perhaps he won't have that game where he gets a little bit embarrassed on the field. But certainly the kid's talented. LSU may use him schematically a little bit in an offensive role as well, and kick returns, trying to get showcase his ability. And because they probably don't want him to opt out if they start losing, which I don't expect them to do. So I think they're going to be a lot better football team.
All right, let's get a break in as we come to you live this Friday morning from Metro Diner along Highway 72. When we come back, we're going to talk some high school football.
You're listening to Talkin Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Got a wreck reported on Jordan Lane northbound, just north of 565. Parkway and Countess is reporting one northbound blockage. Governors and 14th had 3 vehicles involved. Still may have a slow go for you there. School zones going active. Buses on the routes. Be careful on your ride in. The Somnodent from Dr. Sandman's insurance accepted for sleep apnea and for snoring. It's an easy-to-use oral device. No mask, no hose. 350-CARE or RandallSandlin.com. Captain Nick in the North Parkway, Popeyes, Skywatch Traffic Center.
Orange is the color power of construction, the color of Kubota and Huntsville Tractor and Equipment. Those who need to get things done trust Kubota's mini excavators, compact track loaders, and the best keeps getting better with the all-new mini compact loader from one of the top dealers in the country. More than 50 years of family service, every part in the book, and folks who know what to do with them. You'll be seeing orange with Huntsville Tractor and Equipment.
Come on, let's go to work.
This is Wes Neighbor sitting here with Ann Adams. Ann, I understand you have some exciting news.
Yes, Wes, I do. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services was just recognized in the 30th annual Harris Poll Equitrend as the Real Estate Agency Brand of the Year and the most trusted real estate brand.
That is awesome news, Ann. Great companies in Huntsville, Alabama, winning awards is what we want. Is it a great time to list your home?
Yes, it is. The inventory is low and the market is heating up.
And I understand you're also looking for agents.
I am. We are so busy, Wes, we need agents to keep up with the demand.
Ann Adams and Rise Real Estate has been doing business in North Alabama for the last 35 years. If you want to do business with someone you can trust, she has been writing contracts since she was 9 years old. Call Ann today at 256-337-2625.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Do you value professionalism and punctuality? Want to learn from and work with the best pros in the electrical industry? Then you're just who we're looking for. Mr. Sparky is seeking hardworking, committed, and trustworthy individuals. With industry-leading salaries, benefits, and growth potential, we also provide ongoing training. So come join our team at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8
An equal opportunity employer.
What can you expect when you shop for a firearm at Bullet & Barrel? Expect great prices. We specialize in quality over quantity. Expect great service. Our professional sales staff is never pushy. We won't talk you into something that doesn't fit your needs. You have the right to make a smart, informed decision. Expect Bullet & Barrel, Alabama's only 5-star indoor shooting range, to support you after the sale. Bullet & Barrel, 3252 Lehman Ferry Road. Like or follow us on Facebook. Come see us soon.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Partly sunny skies this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the lower 90s. Heat indices in the upper 90s, lower triple digits. We are talking about the opportunity for a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, but not everybody's going to get wet. Not everybody's going to get wet at the exact same time. We stay relatively warm through the overnight. Temperatures only dropping into the low and mid-70s. We're essentially going to repeat this process on Saturday. Partly sunny skies. Temperatures hanging out in the upper 80s and lower 90s with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your own ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Paul Feinbaum. Listen to me coming up today at 2. Now back to Talking Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Indeed, welcome back to Talking Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. We are holding serve this Friday morning from Metro Diner along Highway 72 here in Madison. They are this week's Zone Deal. You can get $50 worth of food for $25 beginning at 8 a.m. All you have to do is visit 977ESPN.com, click on Zone Deals, or head to WZZN.halfoffdeal.com, and that is where you can get $50 worth of food for $25. Now, we did mention coming up next week, next Thursday night, there are a slew of games hitting the field for Thursday night football. That is the first week of regular season play. You do have a few jamborees going on tonight because the Alabama High School Athletic Association did allow teams to play jamborees if you are even playing that extra week now. If you start on week 0, you can play a jamboree. So there are a few teams that are having jamborees. They're games that will start for real next Thursday. Our next guest didn't intend to be the acting head coach, but is now the interim head coach because it's been a wacky offseason for the St. John Paul II Falcons.
Yes, it really has been. And our next guest is with us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. St. John Paul II, the Falcons, they had a lot of success under David Lloyd, who is now the head coach of the Randolph Raiders in his second year, but he leaves last year. Good friend Rob Everett took over for last season in a difficult COVID year. I know they didn't get the results they wanted, but when you watch them play as a football team, I thought they were much better than their record, but COVID had an effect on them quite a bit, had an effect on Huntsville High and some other teams in our area. But now they look like they had hired former Buckhorn head coach, Red Bay head coach, a guy with a lot of success, Russellville, Michael Jackson. But he ends up taking a job in Mississippi as an assistant coach.
Yeah, they had him hired.
Yeah, they had him hired, and so it kind of put JP2 in a bind. But Joe Ross has stepped up and will be the interim coach this year for the Falcons, and they travel for a jamboree tonight to Danville, which will be his first game as head coach, and he's been good enough to join us this morning on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Coach, it's great to speak with you. You're with Drew DeArmond and Scott Tyson. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Joe, and let's talk about. Drew mentioned it, a jamboree tonight. Hard to believe that we've come to this point where the high school football season is upon us.
Oh yeah, it's exciting. Football sneaks up on you quickly every year, but once it gets here, everyone gets excited. Tailgate, fun times. Saturday afternoons, college football. Sunday afternoons, pro football, and then Friday night light, high school football. Exciting.
It really is, Coach, and I know you think a lot and have always been very close with this JP2 football program. This is actually a kind of a milestone. This is year 10 for the program as you take it over this season. I know it wasn't, as we said in the opening, ideal circumstances, but what went through your mind to take this on? And I know there's a veteran staff there that's been a big part of JP2 football that helped David Lloyd out. That was also on Coach Everett's staff last year. But what went through your decision-making process to decide to be the coach of the Falcons this season?
It was an easy decision. I've been with these kids since they were in 6th grade. I coached them in Pee Wee football, and then I coached them the middle school team. And the staff last year was actually the staff I put together. Rob Everett actually works for me for my company, Higher Echelon, and he did me a great favor. And that whole staff was actually with me in middle school, and we just moved up to varsity, and we were ready to go. Coach Jackson actually didn't reach out to us to help him, and I was kind of shocked by that. And I was disappointed that, another opportunity came up and he had to take it, and I totally understand it. But I called my guys and we said, hey, let's rally and let's coach our kids. And we absolutely love these kids, and we think they're extra special.
Does that make it a little easier getting in there and getting going, knowing that you are familiar with the guys, the players, they're familiar with the entire staff, so it kind of makes a transition a little bit easier?
It was super easy. Day one, I had a meeting with the seniors. Like I said, they've known me for 6 years. And my first question to them was, what's our measure of success? And then my next question was, okay, once we decide our measure of success, what's our standard? And once we're satisfied with those two questions, we're going to be satisfied with the consequences. And I left, and I came back a couple days later, and they told me what the measure of success and the standards were, and we've been operating ever since. And we haven't missed a beat, and the summer workouts have been phenomenal, led by that senior class and junior class. And, we just had 3 weeks of camp, and, going into the Jamboree tonight, I'm excited to see how they play tonight.
And Coach, that's outstanding that the workouts and the off-season program went really well, and there wasn't any kind of, as you said, it was a very smooth transition. For our listeners, talk about how many seniors do you have and juniors? That's always very important when you have experienced upperclassmen. What are the numbers for JP2 right now?
Well, I actually like the numbers. We're about 10 seniors, 10 juniors, 10 sophomores, all and we have about 8 freshmen. And out of those first 3 classes, the sophomores through the seniors, they're all going to contribute offense, defense, special teams. And then we got a few special kids in that freshman class that are going to contribute as well. So, again, all good football players. They all been around the system since 7th grade. We know them well. We know their talent. And, again, I'm excited to see them play because it's been, from my experience, a 5-year process watching them grow and learn the game of football. And it's exciting.
Well, Coach, kind of highlight some of those seniors that have kind of led this charge into a new year.
Well, you start out the team with Luke Mayo, the quarterback. If you look back at last year, he completed 61% of his passes. But if you really break the tape down, another 15 passes were dropped where it's right in the receiver's hands. So, the percentage is really about 73% of his completed passes. Only 6 interceptions and nine touchdowns. So we got experience coming back at the quarterback position. At the running back position, you got Angelo Hunter, who rushed for over 800 yards, but also missed a few games last year. You got Dom Zana coming back, started at defense last year at safety. We're going to move him over to corner, but he also is a great weapon on offense with his speed. He's super fast. And you got some, steady guys coming back, with Frederick Lau and Robert Goebel and Josh Barman, Nick Sanji. But the other thing that people don't know is we had some pretty serious injuries last year. Guys like J.P. Ross and Paul Nerzeski, they didn't play much. And those guys are weapons. They're going to be a senior and a junior, and that's going to add some weapons that no one saw last year. I'm really excited about is that offensive line. We basically revamped it, but guys like Daniel Nobley and Nick Sanji, Josh Barman, William Pacello, Robert Goebel, and Abe Letmeyer, all those guys are stepping up, and I really, really like the way they're playing and coming off the ball. And that group of kids, just watching them work this summer in the weight room, on the field, running, conditioning, they had a mission, and you could see it. They had a purpose, and it was just really fun to watch that group of players.
Yeah, we're with Joe Ross. He's the head football coach of the JP2 Falcons. They will be opening their season with a jamboree game that doesn't count against the record against Andrew Williams and Danville on the road tonight, but they will get cranked up for real next week against Jacksonville. Coach, I know you took over a little late, but talk about that 4A Region 7 schedule. Pretty challenging, but I guess it's very exciting as well because I know you talked about the hunger of this team, and I said it in the opening. They were affected by COVID quite a bit last year. I don't think their record reflected it. I saw them play 2 or 3 times and thought they were much, much better than their record indicated, kind of like Huntsville High School. But talk about the challenging schedule that you guys are going to face.
We got a challenging schedule. Just like everyone else, bottom line, you got to suit up and go play the game, and it's in between the lines. We're going to take it one game at a time, and we'll see how it goes. And, I say, the scoreboard lied. You're kind of drawing this through. Last year, the scoreboard lied. Everyone said we won one game. In my mind, we were 6-4 last year. If you take away COVID, you take away the injuries, you take away, a few plays, the scoreboard lies. And I learned that from Bobby Ross, when I coached under him at Army, and Rich Ellerson, I was on their staff. So, I'm excited. I think we're going to give every team a fight. I know every team is a good team. They're a strong team. But we're going to show up, and we're going to compete. And, the other kid I didn't mention earlier that I think is a linchpin of our defense is Brennan Davis. This kid has been playing since his freshman year. And just like you had Matthew Jaworski last year, that was the linchpin of that defense. And Brennan was his Robin to Batman. Well, now he's Batman, and you got Thomas Daly being his Robin. And I'm really excited to see those two kids in the middle of our defense flying around, because I think they're going to be extra special. So, again, I'm excited about all our talent. I'm excited about our schedule. And, yes, it's tough, and but we're going to show up and we're going to compete.
Does the style offensively change at all, or are we going to see pretty much what we saw last year as far as an attacking style on offense?
It's going to be an attacking style, but it's going to be different. And it's going to be.
You don't want to give too much away. I know, but I just want to know.
It's going to be more of an option style. I'm an Army guy. And I played at West Point and coached under Rich Ellerson at West Point. So you're going to see option football, and you're going to see a quick passing game. And on defense, it'll be very, very similar because I thought Rob Everett did a phenomenal job implementing the 4-2-5 defense, and we'll continue with that. And just allow our kids to fly around in the field, going sideline to sideline.
And then, Coach, when you decided to do this jamboree with Danville, kind of how did that come to pass? I know they've got a new coach, Andrew Williams, who had a lot of success at Linden High School, built a power program over there. He's also been an assistant at a great 1A program and a small school program in Sweetwater. But how did this matchup with Danville come to fruition?
Actually, Coach Jackson, he was on that coach for 3 months, and he scheduled the jamboree. And,
okay, so he was Coach
Williams. Gotcha. When he took over, he called me, and actually I didn't even know about it. He called me and said, "Hey, we got a jamboree." I'm like, "What?" I said, "No one told me." He said, "You want to keep it?" I said, "Yeah, let's keep it." And then we started talking, and he's in the same situation I am. And we're going to play the first 3 quarters with our varsity, and we're going to play the last quarter with our JV team. And so everyone gets some chance to get out there and run around, and it'll be fun.
Well, Coach, obviously it's just about fine-tuning for next week, and that schedule sees you guys opening up with Jacksonville. Other than fine-tuning as a coach, what do you look for in a jamboree, a high school jamboree? Because we get out there and we see it, and we see you guys go through the motions and everything. But as a coach, how do you break down a jamboree?
Well, I think it's, how are you executing your base play? If you can execute your base plays, offense, defense, special teams, then you're going to give yourself a chance. And that's number one. Number two is, what's their effort and attitude and focus like? And if we can have good effort and attitude and focus, then, again, we're going to give ourselves a chance to compete. And then, number three is, what are we like on the sideline? How are we cheering our teammates on? How are we celebrating successes? How do we handle failures? Because those are all lessons that you have to understand. There's a process in handling. And you guys hear Coach Saban talk it all the time. What's the process? There's a process to get ready for each play. There's a process to get ready for the game. There's a process for the half. There's a process for mentally and physically to get ready. And it doesn't even start game day. It actually starts, the night before. And we talk about those things, and now it's our chance to see how we put it into action. And what's great about the jamboree is it doesn't count. We can make quick corrections. We can actually have a little bit longer conversations on the sideline to get things right so that we are operating as a team. And if we operate as a team and play as a team, we're going to give ourselves a chance to compete this year.
And, Coach, as we're wrapping it up with you the last couple of minutes, I wanted you to pay homage to your staff and tell some folks about those guys. They obviously love JP2 football. They've been a big part of it, as you said, since you've been a part of the program 6 years ago, helping bring these kids up through the middle school program, which is such a key to having a consistent program. But talk about your staff, and I know you're very excited to work with those guys as head coach this year.
Yeah, I love my staff. I started with Mark Davis. Coach Davis was actually the one coach that was with Coach Lloyd. He's the only coach that stuck around, and he's been with JP2 since 2012. He's a loyal supporter of JP2. He's continued to coach as an assistant coach, every year when they bring in different coaches. So, I love Coach Davis, and he brings a great value and knowledge to our linebackers, to our quarterback, and to our special teams. Paul Jesse has been with me. We actually played together at Army. He was our wide receiver. I was the running back. So we've known each other for 25-plus years. Phenomenal wide receiver coach and secondary coach. And we've been coaching together now since, coaching the kids in 6th grade. The next one is Brent Osborne. Again, Brent was actually my first hire ever at a higher echelon. And he was playing for the Seattle Seahawks when I hired him. Harvard grad. Offensive guard at Harvard, offensive center for the Seahawks. He's actually the guy that makes the Go Army Edge app that we use with NFL and college teams. So his knowledge on the offensive line is just phenomenal. And then you got Patty Hilliger, who is our defensive line coach. And Patty played at Army defensive line in the early 2000s. And his knowledge and his toughness and for the game has just really helped our defensive line. And he's going to run our defense, the linebackers, and call the plays for our defense. You got Rod Daly. Rod was on the staff last year helping with our linebackers. I actually moved Rod to be our head coach for our junior high team. Rod and I have been coaching kids since third grade together, and you talk about a guy that knows football, who is passionate about football, who will study the film to make sure his kids know exactly what they're going to face that night. He can lay it out for them exactly. And you guys know Rod; he calls in on your show all the time.
Sure.
Stone Doyle, he is our strength coach, and he's the linchpin that held the team together. When Coach Jackson left, Stone was the only coach that Coach Jackson brought back from last year as the strength coach and secondary coach. And Stone was doing all the conditioning with the kids and lifting weights and making sure that we didn't miss a beat. So that is why the team didn't miss a beat, because of Stone. So phenomenal guy there. And then we got a couple other guys helping out. Jason Brizick, lifelong friend from Army. We played together. He just moved to the area, and I called him up and I said, "Hey, you want to help me coach football?" So he's helping with our outside linebackers and helping our junior high team. And then Frankie Vegaretta, he played at Merchant Marine Academy and was a fullback. He's also helping out with our junior high team and helping me with the fullbacks and the defensive line. I think I hit everyone. Trying to go through if I missed anyone. Don't want to miss anyone.
No, absolutely. It's an exciting time. I know you guys are pumped up to make the trip to play the Danville Hawks tonight, and of course, Coach, is that going to be a 7:00 kick?
Yeah, 7:00.
7:00 at Danville.
Well, good luck, Coach, and good luck the rest of the year.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. We are going to be following JP2 very closely. We were good friends with Coach Everett. He was good to us last year. We had him on when he was hired and then throughout the season. And we look forward to you putting your imprint on the varsity. I know you've certainly coached these kids when they were coming up through the middle school, but it's exciting that you've taken over the program. Sounds like a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy, and continuity with your staff still there in place. And we really appreciate the time. And good luck tonight. Safe travels to Danville. And thank you for talking some JP2 football this morning on Talkin Ball.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you for having me on. And like I said, Rob Everett is an awesome guy, and he, just following in his footsteps is going to be a challenge, because that is one smart cat, and probably the smartest guy in football that you'll ever meet. So he's a special guy to have in the area.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. That's Joe Ross, the interim coach at JP2, and he's going to take over this season for 2021. We'll see what happens going forward, but Scott, certainly looks like they're organized, have a plan, and headed out to Danville tonight.
They will open up against Jacksonville next week, then take on Haleyville, Randolph, Madison County, and New Hope, and then they get their bye. All right, we need to take a break, because when we come back, we're going to wrap up hour number 1. The bacon is cooking. I can smell the coffee. Can you smell it? Metro Diner, we're live.
You're listening to Talkin Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Tom Luganbill here for Woody Anderson Ford. When I was in the Tennessee Valley, one of the things that impressed me the most was the quality of the people. People like Bobby White and his team at Woody Anderson Ford. And now you can experience the tremendous new service lanes and showroom at Woody Anderson Ford, at Jordan and Sparkman, or just stop by for breakfast or lunch at Henry's Mustang Cafe. And in Madison, visit Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, just south of 72. Like a great college football tradition, always there, Woody Anderson Ford.
Guys, when we were 20, we never had to worry about spontaneity. And now that we've gotten older, spontaneity has been replaced with pills and injections. We're just trying to keep that intimacy, but it's taken away from spontaneity. At Advanced Life Clinic, we now offer GainsWave, which uses sound waves to non-invasively treat this issue with no need for pills or injections. Just give us a call, 256-888-9367, or check us out online, advancedlifeclinic.com.
Chad, cue the cheesy Italian music. So you're in charge of the dinner spot, and the family is a hard group to please. Dad wants award-winning 21-day-age certified Angus beef. Mom craves authentic Italian food like great-grandma. Sissy pretty much won't eat anything but fresh seafood. And old life of the party, Uncle Walter, likes to enjoy a cigar after dinner with some live local entertainment and some killer cocktails. So you think you're in a pickle? Well, you're not. Relax. I'm Tom Chapman, chef at Nick's Ristorante at 10300 Bailey Cove Road, just south of Weatherly. We have all that and more. Our friendly and helpful staff is eager to help you Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 5. So, Corral that crazy crew of yours and give us a call at 256-489-8280 or tell them to check us out at nicksrestaurante.com. I promise you, the gang will all think you're a culinary cruise director of awesomeness if you take them all to Nick's. See you soon. Ciao. Okay, Chad, kill that music.
Nick's is for patrons 19 or older.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
With an impressive roster of explosive young superstars and the reigning MVP, the Atlanta Braves are showing the East what they're made of.
1-1 on the way. He connects it. It's a high fly ball to deep right field, way back towards the seats, and this ball is gone!
Your new home of the Atlanta Braves.
Hit high in the air to deep right center field. We are tied!
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This segment of Talkin Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
And welcome back to Talkin Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond with you until 9 a.m. as we come to you live on this Friday morning from Metro Diner along Highway 72 in Madison. They are this week's Zone Deal. And coming up in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. It's on the clock. You can get $50 worth of food for $25 to Metro Diner. You can use them in the Huntsville location. You can use it in the Madison location. If you want to, you can print it, download it, and use them both in the same day if you want to. You can get one in Huntsville and one in Madison. Why not? Enjoy both locations. $50 worth of food to Metro Diner. I can smell the bacon. I can smell the coffee. I am ready for breakfast. I will not eat right now, but I am ready for breakfast. Hopefully you guys are ready for the Metro Diner Zone Deal coming up in 10 minutes. WZZN.halfoffdeal.com as well as 97.7 ESPNTheZone.com. The Atlanta Braves yesterday, Drew, started the day in first place. Wacky things happen on the way in series finales. The New York Mets take 2 from the Washington Nationals. The Phillies stop the Dodgers' 4-game win streak. They win. The Braves needed to hold their part against the Reds, and the bottom fell out.
Yeah. I mean, they had some magic and bailed Will Smith's tail out on Wednesday, but yesterday it did not go well. Kyle Muller struggled really from the jump, and then they were down 9-1 by the third inning. So the Reds were able to salvage a game in that series. But you already mentioned it. this is a time now for the Atlanta Braves. This is a tough road trip coming up. They got a 9-game trip.
Okay.
But they what they really need to do is make hay because the matchups are pretty favorable. I mean, they're in Washington for 3 with the Nats. You got 3 with the Miami Marlins, and then you finally get an off day, and you're going to be playing 3 in Baltimore. So before you come home and the hated Yankees come to Atlanta. So I think the Braves right now got a chance to still make a run here. The key going forward is winning series. They did that against the Reds, taking 2 out of 3 in Atlanta, but they're going to have to continue to pitch well. This offense is going to have to continue to pick it up. I do think they have. Now they have Travis d'Arnaud back. You're talking about that. That's another bat in the lineup for the Atlanta Braves. But, again, I still think if it were me, I'd be making a change at closer. I'd have Rodriguez, who they traded for from Pittsburgh, in Will Smith's spot, but we'll see. But certainly the schedule looks like it's advantageous for the Braves, but now they have to go out and play well.
So, as you mentioned, they get the Nationals. So, I mean, it is interesting. The Mets now get the Dodgers.
Yeah,
the
so
Phillies get the Reds.
And so you hope maybe Cincinnati, who's been playing pretty good baseball,
right,
and had been 10 games over 500 a few days ago, hopefully they can help you out with the Phillies.
So that is the Atlanta Braves, as we mentioned. Then, so the Braves started the day in first, tied with the Phillies. They now are in third.
It's a 3-way dance. It's going to be a lot of movement
Philly leads
going
it.
on.
The Mets are a half a game back, and the Braves now are a full game back. It could change again. It is probably if I'm looking over the races in the everything, it is the most contested race of all of Major League Baseball right now. It's the closest race that we have to watch. So
it is. It's going to be fun to see, fun to follow. And you already mentioned the Field of Dreams game. What an event. What a finish. Nothing better than the Yankees losing on the last pitch of the game. And
nothing better than the Yankees losing.
Yeah,
in my mind.
Yankees lose. Yankees lose. Yankees lose. And so, and Tim Anderson hitting the home run. Tuscaloosa native, went to Hillcrest High School, picked up baseball really just in high school. Was more of a basketball player for Scott Scuttles, and that's just huge. For him the career path he's on. He had a tremendous career at East Mississippi Community College and was a first-round draft choice. And so he's got a really bright future, a great player, 2-run homer to right field out in the corn, which is kind of cool too.
I loved how they did the outfield fence.
Yeah.
Where you could see the corn through the fence. And so it really Major League Baseball did everything the right way last night with that stadium. You got the true ambiance of the whole entire corn, the playing in the field. I mean, it was hands down one of the greatest baseball events for me in 20 years.
Yeah.
I thought. That was just my thoughts last night. The way they did everything was awesome.
It is. It was a tremendous atmosphere. Over 8,000 people in the stands, and for our state, for Tim Anderson, the former pupil of Scott Suttles, the longtime basketball coach, 2-time state champion at Hillcrest. I mean, to hit a walk-off, that's just a great moment. And it was a great game.
Craig Kimbrell was a part of that game as well last night because he was traded from the Cubs to the White Sox.
Yeah.
Didn't get to throw.
And I gotta say, too, I really enjoyed the throwback uniforms of the White Sox from the
that's what Shoeless Joe
Jackson
what he
era.
wore him.
Yeah.
And, of course, Field of Dreams, based on the book from W.P. Kinsella, which, by the way, I have met. And I actually have an autographed copy of Shoeless Joe, the book.
Well, let's put it in context
home.
here, okay? Everyone knows Scott is from Iowa, okay? And everyone knows Scott went to Northern Iowa. But, Scott, your family only lives 45 minutes from Dyersburg and the Field of Dreams, right? And so you've been there.
Yeah, I've been to Dyersville.
Or Dyersville, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, it's 45 minutes from my parents' house, and we've been up there. Ironically, it wasn't until I met my wife. I mean, it's almost like having the Space and Rocket Center be so close to you. Lots of times you don't go there a ton, but you try to get there a lot. My wife convinced my family, hey, I want to go. She wanted to go to the Field of Dreams site, and it was before we were married, and we drove up there, and that was the first time I actually had been there. Drove by there several times because Dyersville was actually in my high school's conference. And so for basketball, football, baseball, cross country, we would go to Dyersville all the time and take on the team over there in Dyersville.
Yep.
Dyersville Beckman was the school, and we would always take them on. Drove around the Field of Dreams because you can't really drive right by it. We drove around it several times, but it was awesome. So it was good to see. My mom texted me 100 times last night wanting to know if I was watching the game and all the other stuff because they were watching it. Everyone in the state of Iowa was watching it because it was the first Major League Baseball game, regular season game played in the state of Iowa.
Ever?
The
Wow.
Iowa Cubs have hosted the Chicago Cubs in exhibitions a long time ago.
Yep.
But it was the first real season, for real, Major League Baseball game played in the state. So it was good to see.
It was great, yeah.
Hour number 1 is in the books. When we come back, Metro Diner is live on Zone Deals. You can get $50 worth of food for $25. Jonathan Gorey is going to join us, talk about Metro Diner coming up next.
Maybe the air doesn't blow like it should, or it's needing new tires, or you're just ready for something newer. It's time to move up, time to trade up. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and it's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your current car or truck is worth more than you know. In fact, we'll buy your vehicle even if you don't trade. We have nearly 100 Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned models to choose from. Our Ford Gold certified or low mileage, gently used vehicles with great warranties. They've passed a 172-point inspection by certified technicians, come with a 24-hour roadside assistance, plus a full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. It's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your vehicle is worth more right now at Woody Anderson Ford. Corner of Jordan Lane and Sparkman Drive. Hope to see you soon.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Just got a wreck in Hartselle in the 1000 block of Main Street. That one's coming in as an injury type. Pulaski Pike and Oakwood had injuries, southbound blockage there. And we had one Jordan northbound near 565. I don't think that one was an injury type, so it should be clearing pretty quick. Popeye's 3-piece snack has 3 pieces of the crispy tender chicken and a buttermilk biscuit for only $4.99. Popeye's University in Jordan, 72 in Jeff and North Parkway. Captain Nick in the Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Partly sunny skies this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the lower 90s. Heat indices in the upper 90s, lower triple digits. We are talking about the opportunity for a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, but not everybody's going to get wet. Not everybody's going to get wet at the exact same time. We stay relatively warm through the overnight. Temperatures only dropping into the low and mid-70s. We're essentially going to repeat this process on Saturday. Partly sunny skies. Temperatures hanging out in the upper 80s and lower 90s with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your own ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Simple Green is perfect for making your auto, RV, cycling, boating, and other sporting equipment look like new. Visit them at simplegreen.com.
Tonight, the Falcons open preseason play at home against the Titans. Atlanta a 1-point favorite. The over-under 38. Falcons at plus 900 odds to win the NFC South this season, plus 3,000 to win the conference, and plus 8,000 to win the Super Bowl. YouTube sensation and undefeated boxer Jake Paul will face former UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley on August 28th. Paul opening as the favorite, minus 165. Woodley at plus 125. After falling back to third in a tight race in the NL East, the Braves will once again travel to D.C. this weekend. They come in a minus 152 favorite against the Nationals in Game 1. Washington plus 125 on the money line. The over-under 9. Charlie Morton will get the start for Atlanta in Game 1.
I'm Trey Westerberg, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. Welcome to Talkin Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
And just like that, we are off and running with hour number 2 of Talking Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. As we mentioned, we are live on the road on this Friday morning, and we come to you live from Metro Diner along Highway 72. It is this week's Zone Deal. All you have to do is visit wzzn.halfoffdeal.com, and you can get $50 worth of food for just $25. It is that simple. The deal is up, and it is running again. wzzn.halfoffdeal.com. The best part is if you buy it right now, you can use it right now. You don't have to wait. There's no waiting period. Just go ahead and buy it and use it, and come on out here and join us and have a good breakfast.
Absolutely, and boy, it smells good in here. We've been talking about that, and it's already live, loud, and a lot of people already making their way in, a lot of regulars to Metro Diner, and we got a special guest once again, Scott.
We do. The man that makes all the food, makes it all happen, makes it all go, pushes the go button every morning. Jonathan Gorey's joining us here tableside at Metro Diner. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Happy Friday the 13th. It is. As once again, thank you guys for being here. We thank everybody in the Tennessee Valley for making the Zone Deal such a success. As I'm sitting here, my watch is going off and my phone is going off. So it is definitely live right now, guys. I'm getting the alerts. It is live, and these things sold out really quickly last time.
Yeah.
So make sure you
every
jump on
time
them.
so far.
Yes, every time so far.
We've had a couple times, and we've been sold out both times. So
yes.
Very popular.
I'm smelling the bacon.
The bacon, yes, the bacon, and I heard you mention earlier you smelling the coffee.
Oh.
I think we've got probably some of the freshest for the coffee drinkers. We've got some of the freshest coffee, best tasting coffee. I mean, we go from bean straight to the pot. Like, we grind it straight into the filter and it goes straight into the pot. It's delicious. I love it.
I am not a coffee drinker, but I love the smell of coffee. I was telling Drew earlier, I love the smell of it for some odd reason. But anyway, it's Metro Diner along Highway 72 in Madison. It is this week's Zone Deal. You can get $50 worth of food for $25 to Metro Diner right now.
You can, and Jonathan, let everybody know about the staples on this menu, and we talked about it already at the start of the show. You guys serve breakfast all day, serve the entire menu all day, but talk about some of the staples, and you guys are always adding things as well.
Absolutely. We serve the entire menu all day. You can come in, just like I said last time, breakfast for lunch, lunch for dinner, however you want to do it. And, of course, the number one staple that we have that is always a go-to if you're, trying to figure it out and decide. And the fried chicken and waffles, man, I swear, I can't say enough about it. Actually, it speaks for itself. It's fried chicken and waffles.
Do you make that in your sleep at home?
Sometimes I do. I dream about it. And funny thing is, so this past weekend was, and I didn't really know this was a thing until I started working with the company, but this past weekend, Sunday, was actually National Fried Chicken and Waffle Day.
Really?
Yes. There's a national day for everything. And so we have our own as well. And so I don't know, we had a lot of fun with it, and everybody came out and enjoyed it. And right now, I know we spoke about it last time, but just for the month of August, every Wednesday, right now what we're doing is, especially because of Fried Chicken and Waffle Day, every Wednesday you can come in and enjoy our sticky chicken, which we spoke about last time. That's just the fried chicken and waffle. Also, it's tossed in a sticky teriyaki spicy honey sauce. Is delicious, and you can come in and get that plate. Dine in only on this one, so make sure when you get the Zone Deals you want to come in and get that, but you can get it for 20% off. We're selling those things.
Wow.
You get a whole half a chicken and a full Belgian waffle dipped in chicken, and then the chicken is dipped in the sauce for $12.50.
Well, I think Scott's now got some dinner plans on Wednesdays in August.
But also, though, I noticed there's the red, white, and blue waffle. Right?
Yes, so the red, white, and blue waffle, we decided to just kind of simplify things a little bit, go with something a little easy, but something that everybody enjoy. And we got Labor Day coming up, so we went with the red, white, and blue waffle, and that's basically our Belgian waffle. And I can't say enough about our waffles; they're delicious.
Oh, the Belgian waffle! I had it last time. It's amazing.
Yeah, this is not your Lego My Eggo or anything like that.
Not at all.
And then we top it with freshly cut strawberries. That's your red. Your white is going to be our whipped cream that we put on top, and then the blue is going to be the fresh blueberries on there, and it's great.
I was wondering where we got the blue from.
Yes. And to be honest, a lot of people that come in, they'll order that as a dessert, and I can go for it as a dessert myself. So.
Well, I love dessert, though. Don't get me wrong with the dessert. There's a lot of good desserts, though, as well, because you can come in here, you can get the fried chicken and waffles. If you got room, you can get some dessert. You've got churros, and you've got, peach cobbler? You got, is it apple cobbler?
It depends. It depends on which one I feel like running. Apple cobbler, peach cobbler. Right now, we're not doing any of the cobblers just yet.
Okay.
I am going to bring them back, but I can tell you right now that our chocolate cake that we have, man, it's so good. It is so good. Like, I can't.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
We're talking chocolate
cake.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's great.
There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. And, Jonathan, for those people that they sold out both times for the Metro Diner, but talk about how the half-off deal has helped enhance your business.
It's really helped because, like I said last time, there's a lot of people that don't even know we're here. They don't know a lot about Metro Diner, and through this promotion, we've been getting a lot of new faces in, and like I said, they become lifetimers. We try to do it right as far as the customer service goes. All my team really takes care of everybody, and then we put a lot of passion. We don't just hone it in on the food. We put a lot of passion into the food that we make, and that that creates what I like to call the boomerang effect.
Right.
They come in and they're going to come right back.
Well, last time we were here, we talked about it as well, and there is a need. Not only for people to come here, take advantage of the zone deal, but you need people to come in here so when the people do come in to take advantage of it, they're able to be served.
Absolutely. I'm always looking for somebody to wear the Metro Diner logo, and now is that opportunity. As we're growing, we're trying to grow our staff members, and like I said, everybody here enjoys being here. If you're looking for something to do part-time or just, fill some time or whatever, just come on down and check us out. I'll be happy to have you.
Absolutely. And then, again, is there a special being run today? I know you talked about the Wednesdays for the sticky chicken with the fried chicken and waffles, but what's going on today at Metro 9?
Well, we're keeping it simple. We're going straight to the menu right now, and we're just featuring the sticky chicken and waffle just because, like I said, we had National Fried Chicken Day.
That's right.
National Fried Chicken and Waffle Day, so we're really trying to make sure everybody understands the tandem of the fried chicken and waffle. Like, it doesn't sound like it goes together, but I promise you it belongs together. And whether you get the sticky one or you get the regular one that comes topped with that strawberry butter that I love to talk about so much,
there we go.
You can literally spoon it like that. It's literally like ice cream.
We have waited and we have worked the strawberry butter into the conversation. I could have went right there to begin with, but we waited to bring the strawberry butter into the equation because it is made with real strawberries. It's not something that is, strawberry imitation. It is actually made with real strawberries.
Absolutely. And that's one thing, just a testament to what we do, and we do fresh food. And, yes, we stand back there, and I don't know if anybody at home cooks, but dicing strawberries can be a pain sometimes. But we take that pain and we turn it into love, and we turn it into our strawberry butter. And I would tell you that is my snack first thing in the morning. A biscuit comes out the oven, I get me a little bit of strawberry butter, and it's go time.
Do you have to get the chicken and waffles to get the strawberry butter, or
Absolutely
can you ask
not.
for strawberry butter with everything?
You can come in and ask for strawberry butter to put on anything. I will not say no to that. If you want, I actually have some people that come in. You can buy the strawberry butter by the tub.
Yeah,
really?
Yes. We'll give you a 12-ounce tub of strawberry butter. All you got to do is let me know that you're coming and you want it, and I can make sure that we got it prepped, and there it is.
So you can download the Zone Deal now, wzzn.halfoffdeal.com. Get $50 worth of food for $25. Take part of that $25. Come get the chicken and waffles, and then let Jonathan know, and you can get a tub of the strawberry butter for the weekend.
Absolutely. If you want to do brunch at home and you want to wow everybody, come get some of this strawberry butter. You don't even have to say it came from us. You can say you made it. It's okay. I wouldn't be mad.
I am addicted to the mango habanero chicken, by the way.
Yes,
that is my new favorite dish.
That is so good. The mango habanero sauce that we use, like,
it's a little hot sometimes.
It is, but I mean, I'm a spicy eating guy, so that is my go-to. And actually, one of my other managers, I make fun of him because he literally puts it on everything. But it's that good.
Go that far.
It's that good. It really is.
Well, Jonathan, as we're wrapping it up with you, come out and see us, Highway 72 here at the Metro Diner. Have 2 great locations as well, but please come out here right now. There's a lot of folks piling in here. There's a great smells going on, great food. I know you wanted to give a shout-out to some of your guys who on the radio.
I did want to give a shout-out to some of my guys. I gotta give a big Roll Tide. I kind of got crucified by a lot of my friends for not sounding off on that. So I want to say Roll Tide to everybody out there, to all my Alabama fans, and also for those that ever make it down to Tuscaloosa for a game, we have a location down there too.
That's right.
So
matter of fact, Joe Kynes, former Alabama defensive coordinator, who's spoken to our North Alabama Tide fans group every morning with his wife, he is a customer.
Yes, and I know that they have catered for the team several times. So, and they serve the exact same food that we do, and they go by the same style that we do. Great customer service, fresh food every day. So, y'all are ever down there for a game, and maybe you don't really want to do the tailgate food.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead and head on down to the Metro Diner.
Awesome.
All right, Jonathan. Hours. Let everybody know the hours, though.
Hours of operation are 8 to 8 every day, 8 to 8, and there is no limitations on what menu you want to order from. So come in at 8 o'clock in the morning. You want a dinner menu? Guess what? I got it ready for you.
Awesome.
All right, Jonathan Gorey with us, Metro Diner hanging out. We are here. We're hanging out until 9 o'clock. Your breakfast spot, your lunch spot, your dinner spot, we've got it all covered for you. Yeah, WZZN.halfoffdeal.com.
$50 worth of food.
$50 worth of food for $25 to Metro Diner. Come get some of that strawberry butter. Come get some of that Belgian waffle. I had the pancakes last time. I may have to go with the waffle today.
They're as big as manhole covers, I can tell you that.
I know. I was going to ask them, would you rather go with a pancake or would you rather go with a waffle? But the waffle, I think, is better than the pancake here at Metro Diner. But the pancakes were good. I will give them that. All right. We've talked a lot about name, image, and likeness on this show.
Yes.
And we've talked about a lot of deals that a lot of college football players are getting through name, image, and likeness. But I stumbled upon this one yesterday, and this is a good reason why name, image, and likeness needs to be around. Because, and it has to do with the BYU Cougars. I know it's not an SEC team, but it's BYU. A Utah-based company called Built Brands walked into practice the other day.
Oh, yeah. I heard about this, yeah.
And surprised every BYU walk-on
yeah.
with an endorsement deal that'll cover their scholarship for the entire year.
That's amazing.
So the walk-ons, they have to pay their own way. They have to pay for everything. But because of name, image, and likeness, Built Brands surprised every walk-on athlete on the football roster with an endorsement deal that'll cover their scholarship.
That's just a tremendous gesture, and that's the good thing about NIL, things like that happening.
Yes.
Walk-ons that grind, that are a big part of college football programs. I mean, we have a local one here, Jackson Roby, the nephew of our great compatriot Wes Neighbors. He's a walk-on at the University of Alabama and has had a really nice career helping the Crimson Tide prepare each and every week along the offensive line. And, again, it's kind of a thankless job, and to get the kind of recognition those BYU kids are getting is a great thing.
Built Brands is a company based in Utah. They specialize in health foods. So the rest of the roster, it was a multi-year NIL agreement that'll include branding on practice helmets, experimental events with the company, and social media promotion. So congratulations to them. By the way, BYU will open the season versus Arizona in Las Vegas. So BYU, last couple of years, the Cougars have gotten off to a great start. Remember, North Alabama, Chris Willis and company traveled to BYU last year. to play a game. So we're very familiar with BYU. The Athletics' Stuart Mandel. This was interesting, Drew. He got asked a question about the national perception of the Pac-12 and why it's still so negative.
Mm-hmm.
In his response, he says it's entirely because they haven't sent a team to the college football playoff since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where I found it interesting. He says, top to bottom, the conference, the Pac-12 conference, is better than the ACC.
Well, I mean, if you took Clemson out of it, probably.
He says the ACC has Clemson. In fact, all the other Power 5 leagues have at least one perennial playoff team: Oklahoma, Alabama, Ohio State. While the Pac-12 hasn't had a consistent dominant program since Chip Kelly's Oregon teams, that doesn't help outside opinions either. But he says the Pac-12, as a conference, better than the ACC.
I mean, I can't agree with that, at least not last year. I mean, look, they actually had two teams make it as well. I mean, when you think about Notre Dame, and which was a member of the ACC last year, and Clemson.
Right.
So, and really, Notre Dame is the de facto member of the ACC. They play about 5 games a year on average now. I mean, I can't agree with that. I just can't. They're not, until Oregon breaks through or Mario Cristobal or somebody gets in the freaking playoff, I'm not going with the Pac-12 being better. Now, the Conference of Champions, as Bill would say. Now, in basketball, that's a different sport. Okay?
Right,
I can deal with that.
But
I think they were better than the ACC last year, but no, absolutely not. I'm not going to say the Pac-12 is better than the ACC in football going into this year. We may say it is by the end of the season, but based upon what we saw last year, that's what you have to base it on.
Right.
Until you see teams play. No, I can't agree with that.
The Pac-12 has a chance to make some statements in the non-conference portion.
Especially week 1. We
Oregon,
talked with
Ohio
Neuheisel
State
about that.
play.
Yeah.
Washington, Michigan will play each other. UCLA, LSU will play each other.
We're talking about that.
So the Pac-12 has a chance to make some early statements to solidify the fact that they could be a possible playoff sending team conference.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Maybe. I mean, the percentage, though, of the Pac-12 getting a conference into the playoffs, getting a team into the playoffs is probably what? 20%?
Mm-hmm.
15% maybe? No higher
Right.
than 20, you'd think?
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously the SEC, you would think the SEC, the Big Ten, and the ACC pretty much will have a team in, you would think, 3 of the 4. Where's that 4th one coming from? Could the Pac-12 be a team? Conference. All right, we need to get a break in because we want to make sure we hit our next guest right at the right time. And yesterday we played about 3.5 minutes of Ernie Johnson Jr.'s powerful conversation to the Alabama football team. Nothing about football, everything about his family. And I mean, it was powerful.
Yeah, it was about his son Michael, his adopted son from Romania. I had already seen the television side of it from the side of the story that they had produced as far as for a TV segment.
Right.
But this was more of just a one-on-one, and what we mean by that, Ernie Johnson Jr., one of the best broadcasters in the world, really. Not just in sports, but he's so impactful with and so classy with the way he does his job, and he's been such a fixture with Turner Sports along with his dad Ernie Johnson Sr. But again, he's someone that's I think he transcends broadcasting. He could do political things. He could do sports. It wouldn't really matter. He's very versatile,
Right.
but he's really dedicated his life to sports broadcasting and Turner Sports. But his family is very important to him, and his adopted son Michael from Romania. That was an unbelievable story that's been out there. But his message to the Alabama football team was so powerful, and we're going to talk to him about that coming up here in a few minutes.
Let's get a break in. When we come back, we're going to welcome Ernie Johnson Jr. in and just go deep into this conversation. Not going to want to miss it.
You're listening to Talkin Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Our last reported accident was in Hartselle in the 1000 block of Main Street. That one reported with injuries. We had one southbound on Pulaski Pike near Oakwood, also reported as an injury type. Class reunion coming up. You could lose up to 4 sizes in 4 weeks with 2030 Fast Track. 2030huntsville.com for info. Captain Nick in the North Parkway Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
We love our pets, and when we need boarding or vet services, we want the best. That's why we chose Paradise Pet Resort and Spa. Everything our pets needed, all in one place. Boarding for both dogs and cats. Doggy daycare, grooming and spa services, web cameras, and top-notch vet care, too. It's a true Paradise Pet Resort for your furry friends, serving all of North Alabama. Find out everything you need to know and book services online at ParadisePetResortandSpa.com. Located in Madison, just off 565 at Wall Triana, behind Cracker Barrel.
Hey friends, Eli Gold here for Environmental Comfort Systems. If you're concerned about the air quality inside your home, give my friend Rick Smith a call at Environmental Comfort Systems. Their indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of indoor air contaminants. Give the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and see how comfortable you can be. Breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
Take your taste buds back in time with a trip to the all-new Bubby's Diner, offering a variety of mouth-watering food, from delicious starters to 50-style diner food and meat-and-free meals, featuring owner and Huntsville native Chris Bubby Belcher's family's homemade recipes. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at 8412 Whitesburg Drive in the former Gibson's Barbecue. And you can enjoy $50 worth of delicious Bubby's Diner food for half price with this week's Zone Deal. On sale now online at 977ESPN.com.
Tom Abraham here from my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
Hey, this is Justin with the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. We'd like to invite you to North Alabama's premier patio bar and grill, where at the factory, we have something going on each and every night. Monday night, steak night. Tuesday night, karaoke. Wednesday night, the Jeep community comes out for Jeep Jam. Thursday, it's bike night, the biggest in the valley. Friday and Saturday, live concerts on our 4,000 square foot patio, along with drink specials and a beautiful staff. What are you waiting on? We will see you at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. From today's headlines to the guests you want to hear from.
Who wants to party?
Listen in and join in. Weekday afternoons starting at 5. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is Steve Moulton from The Drive. Join us this afternoon from 5 to 7 with Wes Neighbors and me. Now back to Talkin Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back to Talkin Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Welcome in as we are live from Metro Diner along Highway 72 in Madison. And make sure you get on out here. Enjoy breakfast. WZZN.halfoffdeal.com, the best half-off deals in the Tennessee Valley. You can get $50 worth of food for $25 here at a Metro Diner. They're going to take care of us, and we are going to take care of you. Yesterday, we did play some of the excerpt from Ernie Johnson Jr.'s time with the Alabama football team, his message that went much deeper than football. At least that was my feeling and my take. Love you too was what we all took away from that.
Yes, it was, and I've been very fortunate to follow our next guest's career very closely. I had already seen the story with his adoptive son from Romania, Michael, and it's very, very touching. It was on the TV side. This time, it was centered around a speech to the University of Alabama football team. And when you're on that list, and when you get that call from Nick Saban, it shows how impactful you have been in your walk of life and in your career. And our next guest is one of the best broadcasters, I said, in the world, but he's done such a great job throughout his career, a long one, 30-plus years with Turner Sports. If you follow the NBA, if you've ever seen Inside the NBA, and just about anybody that's a sports fan has, one of the great shows on television, such a great chemistry, and the man behind that is Ernie Johnson Jr., and he's been good enough to join us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline this morning. Ernie, you're with Drew DeArmond and Scott Tyson. It's an honor to speak with you this morning. How are you?
If I were doing any better, I'd be jealous of myself. How are you all doing this morning?
Doing good.
How are we doing, guys?
Good, and thanks for the doing good, and thanks for the time this morning. We let our listeners in a little bit yesterday. Let them hear your conversation with the Alabama football team. And as Drew alluded to, when Nick Saban asked you to come speak to his team, that's one of those situations where you just have to say yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's really an honor, and I have the utmost respect for Coach Saban. And really, this was a couple of years in the making, guys, because Ellis Ponder, and you guys know Ellis over there running the show on the football ops, he had called and spoken with my agent, and they had talked and said, hey, we'd like to get Ernie down here to speak to the football team. And I was like all in, but then the pandemic came about, and then everything was kind of put on hold, and we discussed maybe doing it by Zoom, and then we said, no, let's not do, we realized the best way to ever have an impact with a speech like this is to be able to look people in the eye face to face. And so we just kind of tabled it until things allowed us to have it happen. And then thankfully Ellis called back before this season and was like, hey, we still want to get this done. And so this is how we, I drove over to Tuscaloosa, had a great time, went over to Dreamland and got myself a little something to eat beforehand, drove around that beautiful campus, and then was able to make the speech to the team. And so, it was just a great day, and I love doing things like that. I love sharing with college kids, no matter what you're doing, whether that's broadcasting students or whether that's football teams or basketball teams or whatever. And so it was a special day. And before I forget, let me shout out a member of the staff over there at Alabama, Stephen Jenkins, because he's the one who was shooting video of my visit, and also the guy who sat down after that, what had already been a long day, and put together that 5-minute piece that Alabama released. I mean, look, you never know. Look, I went there to speak to the football team and the coaches. I had no idea that inside 24 hours later, this great piece that he put together, Stephen Jenkins put together, would be released, and that the reaction would be as overwhelming as it has been. Much thanks to Ellis and thanks to Stephen.
Over 3.5 million people have viewed that 5-minute clip from Alabama football.
I mean, and you never look. That was never anything that I thought would be going on. You know, most of the times when I speak a lot, guys. I mean, and most of the time it's if you're in the room, then you leave with whatever I have to share. But when they video it and then the way look, I spoke for 40 minutes, okay, and so
wow.
What he chose to piece together there was he did a really impressive job, and I'm so grateful to all the folks who have reached out and said that it was something they needed to see.
Well, and Ernie, it just shows what a powerful impact that your son Michael has had on so many people, and really on your family. I know you have a family of you have 6 children, but I'd already seen the story on the TV side, but then to hear it from your perspective again in front of the Alabama football team, it's so powerful, the impact that changing a life like you guys have done with adopting him, but he also enhanced yours as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, and this is the look, when I'm going to go speak to the national champions, they don't want to hear me talk about cover 2. Okay, they're
right.
Not here to say, let's see how much football this guy knows. It's like I've got a story I think I can share, and it's just the way God has blessed my life. He's put me and my family in certain circumstances where we have had to deal with some things, and we have rejoiced in some things. And for me, if you're going to have me come and speak, I'm going to be sharing, where I've been, not where, not anything, outside of my lane. And so, I can talk about our show, and I can talk about our team at TNT, and how nobody makes the show about themselves, and nobody looks at it at the beginning of the year and says, okay, we've got to win the Emmy this year. We just say, how are we going to make this next show good? How are we going to make this next segment good? How are we going to make this next minute good? And that's not unlike, I think, what a college football coach does, is doesn't look at the end game. It says, let's talk about this game. Let's talk about this quarter. Let's talk about this series. Let's talk about this snap. It comes down to those moments. And so I think players can relate to the fact that, yeah, I've got a team of my own that I'm part of, and the responsibilities and the opportunities that come along with that. And then and that goes hand in hand with how you juggle that work life with the family life and the things that you have to come to grips with, and certainly Michael's situation is a special one. But we have six kids, 4 adopted. We've just been blessed, and so if what we've been going through and what we have relished in over our 39 years of marriage, me and Cheryl, if there are some aspects of that resonate with somebody, that's just awesome.
Yeah, and lots of times in this business, we don't get to share, though, the personal stories a lot. Everybody just wants to hear the work stories. It is kind of unique, though, that you can share a personal story and it still be a powerful story.
Well, and that's the book that I wrote, the book Unscripted that I wrote really talks about a lot of what I talk about when I speak, and that's, that is the power of the father-son relationship. That's adoption. That's overcoming. In my case, it's been cancer. And I think any time that if you can share a story that might encourage somebody in some way, maybe somebody else is going through something similar. That's what that's what we're talking about. And so, I just, I kind of landed the plane at the end of that thing, just talking about be a better human. I've got some, I've got these shirts that, the folks at Combat Flip Flops make, and I mean, here, listen, just the story of the T-shirt itself. I mean, here are these guys, these vets, who start up this company, Combat Flip Flops, and they put out flip flops and they put out T-shirts. But this message of be a better human, that's what they're doing, because a lot of the money they're raising, they are just funneling into educating women in Afghanistan. I mean. Those guys are making the world a better place, and so that's what I just hope we can all do. I mean, it sounds kind of simplistic sometimes, but if it were that simple to do, I think more people would do it. But it's we live in a very contentious time where I think that if we can just wake up in the morning and say, how can I make somebody else's day better, and not think about ourselves, then we're on the right track.
I think we really are. And Ernie, how is your relationship with Michael, and how you've been able to, as you talk about, make someone's lives better? It almost seems like, though, that it's helped. With even with the Inside the NBA, because what makes that show, and when you guys are doing NCAA basketball, you've transitioned to that the last couple of years. The thing that fascinates me about you guys on the air is chemistry's hard to find in anything, and you guys just seem to have great chemistry as broadcasters. You seem to really love one another, and and I know as you always try to say, you try to keep it on the train on the tracks, but you guys just do a great job, I think, of relating to your audience, and it seems very genuine.
No, I mean, I think that's been the key to the show, because there are always going to be TV executives out there who think they have a better idea, and a lot of them do have great ideas. But what you see in our business is a lot of tinkering with people who are on the air. Well, let's take this show, and maybe if this guy wasn't on and we replace him with this person. Luckily, we kind of had a hands-off kind of a situation with our show, aside from adding Shaq, about 7 or 8 or 8, maybe years ago. But Kenny and Charles and I have been together for more than 20 years, and so to have that kind of longevity in this business is really a blessing. And so. You're not dealing with, okay, how have we retooled it? Now who are the new pieces here? That's been a pretty constant element of the show. And then adding Shaq, who's the world's biggest kid, just made it even more fun. So no, you can't predict chemistry. You can't really manufacture it. I just think it's that it's 4 guys who love talking hoop, who come at the game in 4 different directions. And what I'm doing is sitting kind of in the middle, and sometime I'm the traffic cop, and sometime I'm the lion tamer, or the point guard, or whatever I am. But I'm just trying to get us through the show from here to here, and to maybe spark some conversation. And when people say I'm a traffic cop, it's like really I'm a rogue traffic cop. I'm the one who's kind of motioning Kenny into the intersection so Shaq can broadside it. That's not a very good traffic cop.
Or get Charles to, I don't know, whatever Charles wants to do from time to time.
Yeah.
No, well, exactly. And there's no telling. And that, guys, that is the key, because folks watching don't know what's going to happen next. Heck, half the time I don't either, because we don't rehearse the show, and it's so much of just letting it rip. And so when they sit down and we start doing the show, and they don't know what I'm going to ask, and I don't know how they're going to answer, keeps you sharp, keeps it funny, keeps it fresh, and I think that's what has kept people around and wanting to watch, is that hey, let's check this out, because we have no idea what this thing might do tonight.
Well, in the last few minutes with Ernie Johnson Jr., and I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about your relationship with your late father, Ernie Johnson Sr., because it takes me back to my childhood. Some of my earliest memories of broadcasting and baseball was watching the Braves at my grandmother's and hearing your father bring us the Braves. I mean, how much of an impact did he truly have on you You grew up around the game. He was, of course, a major league player that transitioned to broadcasting. But how much of an influence did he really have on your career?
Oh, I mean, he had a tremendous amount of influence, especially for a guy who didn't, push me into that line of work. And I think that's one of the best things about it is, even though I would tag along with him to the stadium and watch him call games, and I love, by the way, your remembrances of, your grandma and watching the Braves and hearing my dad. It's always good for my soul to hear that. And but he never said, okay, this is what I'm doing, so now you need to do it. But I wanted to be a baseball player. I really did. And I played, I walked on at Georgia as a freshman, and then was told to walk off as a sophomore. So I had that one glorious year of college baseball. But I had told myself I'm going to be an English teacher and a baseball coach. That's what I wanted to do. And then once I tried what my dad had been doing, sportscasting, I was like, wow, you're getting the games free and you're hanging out talking sports. So let's keep trying this. And so I'm, thankfully the career, the ladder progressed, from radio station at the college campus to a real radio station in Athens and then into TV. So it's the common thread that runs through all of it is the best advice my dad ever gave me, and that was just to be yourself. He said, don't have another persona. That's why folks loved listening to my dad for so long, guys, because it just sounded like, old Uncle Ernie's on the front porch talking baseball with you. And then they'd meet him at the drugstore or something, and he just sounded exactly like he did on the air. And that's like the highest compliment you can get. If I meet somebody now, I'm at the grocery store buying something, and I just say something to the cashier, and then the guy on the line and behind me turns and says, "Man, I heard that voice. It sounded just like the guy on TV." And I was like, "Well, thank you. I appreciate that." So his influence was profound. It wasn't just about broadcasting. He taught me how to be a husband and a father and a man. And so, yesterday was 10 years since his death, which doesn't seem possible. It's such a blink that it was 10 years ago we lost him. But I hear his voice every day, I guarantee you. And I talk to him every day, too. So thanks for bringing him up, because he was a real deal.
You are a fan of all sports, and I got to ask you your thoughts last night on the Major League Baseball Field of Dreams game.
Oh, what a great idea. I mean, what a natural idea, and well carried out. I wasn't able to watch the whole thing. In fact, I had taken my mom, who's 93, took her out for dinner on that day as we just kind of celebrated my dad, and but I saw some of the clips of it too. And no, that's a great. I mean, that movie. Come on, I was.
Oh, I know.
Who didn't love it? I've just been talking about fathers and sons. If you bring that movie up, I mean, that's right there. I mean, that's aside from the fact. Okay, my only problem with Field of Dreams. Can we be totally honest here? Can we be totally honest?
Yes.
Just Kevin Costner is a great athlete, but the guy he's playing catch with has trouble throwing the ball, and he's so that's the only thing that kind of that's the thing that sticks out from that movie. That kind of just is the only thing that sticks in my craw, and like the only thing from Hoosiers that sticks out in my craw is when Gene Hackman kisses Barbara Hershey. It's like it's uncomfortable. So
yes, I do feel that too.
Those are just two things, but playing a game in Iowa in that setting, and I think it resonated with those players too. And then of course to have it, where else in the Field of Dreams is it going to end in a walk-off? So I mean, the script played out perfectly there.
It did. And Ernie, as we wrap it up with you, let everybody know where they can get the Be a Better Human shirts once again, and also your book Unfiltered that I know has had such an impact on so many.
Yeah, Unscripted is the book, and
Unscripted. My fault. I'm sorry.
No,
yes.
No, but that's okay. But your show is Unfiltered, but that's fine. So
yes,
Unscripted.
That's right.
Is the name of the book, and it's on Amazon and wherever you buy books. And Combat flip-flops, all one word, obviously. Combat, and I think it's could be I think it's a .com, but Combat flip-flops if you're looking on Twitter or whatever. But you can find them, and I think we kind of put it out there the other night too that that it was available. So it's online. So check them out, and again, they're doing great work, and if they've got those shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. And I just love the message and can't wear it enough. And I hope that you guys will support what they're doing over there too.
Absolutely, we certainly will. Be a better human. It couldn't be more well stated, and what a great cause. And Ernie Johnson Jr. has been with us today. And again, Unscripted, his outstanding book. You can get it on Amazon.com and where all books are sold. Thank you so much, sir. It's been an honor and a privilege to have you on the show this morning, and continued success. And we look forward to seeing Inside the NBA again soon and all your other work. But thank you so much for the time.
Hey, Drew and Scott, I appreciate it very much. And again, thanks to Coach Saban, thanks to Ellis Ponder, thanks to Stephen Jenkins and everybody over there at Bama. Man, I had a great day.
So thank you. We really appreciate you coming to our state. Thank you, Ernie.
All right, Ernie Johnson Jr. with us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Great conversation there.
It's always great to have connections, and we appreciate Steve Moulton for hooking us up with that.
I mean, it's amazing, though. You think about it. It's an NBA show that has gotten much more bigger than just an NBA show.
And, hey, everybody should know right now with my attitude, I'm talking about the NBA in reverence. But I love Charles. I love Kenny. I love Shaq. Shaq was a natural addition to that show and really enhanced it even more. And it's one of the best shows on TV, and they are unfiltered, and they don't hold back, and that's what I like about it.
All right, let's get a break in. When we come back, going to wrap up the show on a Friday morning live from Metro Diner.
You're listening to Talkin Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
We're beginning to wind things down quickly now. I haven't picked up anything new accident-wise. Everything from earlier should be pretty well wrapped up. A lot of folks scrambling, trying to get in on time, though. You be careful. And it looks like we're getting a wreck in 431 southbound near Ed Spears in New Hope. It's coming in as a no injury. Snelling needs a medical office admin with scheduling and insurance verification experience. Huntsville.snelling.com. Captain Nick in the North Parkway Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
Our zone deal this week is truly an award winner. Metro Diner, serving up signature dishes like their Charleston shrimp and grits, famous fried chicken and waffles with strawberry butter, and lots more. Their entire menu is available anytime, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And stop by for brunch on Saturday or Sunday and enjoy the lowest priced mimosas in town. Airport Road, Huntsville, and Highway 72 in Madison. Right now, you can get $50 worth of great Metro Diner food for half price, just $25 with our zone deal. Just log on 977ESPN.com to get yours.
If you need a car, McCurry Motors is ready to put you in a quality vehicle, and in-house financing is available. If you have a job, McCurry Motors will work with you even if you have a bankruptcy, divorce, or bad credit. Visit McCurrySaysYes.com. Every car comes with a warranty, and they report to the credit bureau. With 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens, call 256-230-0232, or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville. Call 256-713-0575.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-386-9945. 800-386-9945. 800-386-9945. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
This segment of Talkin Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com. It's time for tomorrow's headlines today with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
It is time for tomorrow's headlines today as we get ready to wrap up our week. Once again, we're live from Metro Diner along Highway 72 in Madison. They are this week's Zone Deal. $50 worth of food for $25. WZZN.halfoffdeal.com. That is where you go to get the best half-off deals in the Tennessee Valley. Again, $50 worth of food for $25 to Metro Diner. Preseason NFL football last night hit the stage. Mac Jones.
Pretty impressive.
He obviously, Bill Belichick makes all the rookies wear 50 numbers. That is just something that they have to do. And then when you play your first game, then you can wear your own number. So Mac Jones was wearing number 10 last night for the Patriots. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles had a preseason game last night. The Steelers had another preseason game last night. So the preseason NFL is upon us. But again, Mac Jones, Cam Newton, 4 of 7. Mac Jones got a lot of extended time, as you would expect. Simply because they're trying to get him acclimated a little bit more and more to that NFL game.
Yeah, they are. And, as we know, Cam Newton got the start, but Mac Jones played about 2 quarters in the game and did a nice job, made some really good throws. He was the victim of some drops, but I thought he looked pretty comfortable, no doubt about it. Ryan Fitzpatrick got the start. It went 5 of 8 for 58 yards for the Washington football team. As he will be the starter there. But Mac, 13 and 19 for 87 yards in his debut. Cam Newton, 4 of 7 for 49, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's preseason football. You can't read a whole lot into it. But what you can expect this year, though, is remember there are only 3 preseason games. In the past, we've had 4. Because of the 17-week NFL schedule,
right,
we now only have 3 preseason games. So there's only 2 more left before the season starts. So something a little different there in the NFL going on this season. As we mentioned, though, coming up tomorrow, Alabama and Auburn both will scrimmage. That is something we're keeping an eye on as we get into Monday. We'll make sure we break down both scrimmages coming up on Monday.
Yeah, with Alabama and Auburn. Alabama having a scrimmage on Saturday afternoon, and then Auburn on Saturday night. So we will have a lot of reaction on Monday coming from Tuscaloosa and from Auburn. We're also going to continue to follow the fall camps around the SEC, including Tennessee and Josh Heupel. And, of course, Tyrone Truesdell being in the portal. Where is he going to matriculate? Could he be another addition for Gus Malzahn at UCF? Could he play for his old D-line coach, Rodney Garner, at Tennessee? He certainly is, with a guy with 2 years of SEC experience, that should be someone that should be in demand, and that for a 1 year of eligibility, final year, they should want him to be on their football team. He could make an impact. Going to have to happen quickly due to fall camps being underway, but certainly we're going to follow the Tyrone Truesdale situation, no doubt about that.
All right. Don't forget, we are live from Metro Diner this morning along Highway 72
it's
in
getting
Madison.
Packed in here.
It is. $50 worth of food for $25. All you have to do.
And we have sold 10 already, right?
Yeah, WZZN.halfoffdeal.com. That'll get you $50 worth of food for $25. And the best part is once you click on there and buy it, you can bring it in here this morning and use it. You don't have to wait. You don't have to go around and wait for it to come into the mail. You can use it right away. So that is WZZN.halfoffdeal.com. You can get $50 worth of food for $25 to Bubby's Diner along Whitesburg Drive as well.
Very limited there.
Yeah, we've been out here at Metro Diner. The smell is amazing. The food is amazing. It is getting packed in here. We are about ready to partake in our breakfast as we get ready
look out too.
Jumpstart our weekend. Why? Are you hungry? Is that why
I'm
you're
hungry,
saying
but
that?
Scott, there's no telling. They were manhole cover-sized pancakes last time for Scott,
Yeah,
and
well,
extra crispy hash browns.
We
and
might,
an omelet.
We might have to partake in the waffle with the strawberry butter. Now that I don't have to get the chicken in waffles, I can just get a waffle with strawberry butter.
Yeah.
That is the route we may have to go. All right, that is our 2 hours. It has gone by just like that. Lickety-split, we are done. We're live from Metro Diner, but we still got a lot of great local programming left on the horizon for you. You got the Tom Abraham Show coming up a little bit later. Then you got the Atlanta Braves coming up later this afternoon as well. So, I mean, we got you jammed, packed, and covered.
And you'll have a best of the drive you can tune into as well. Stephen West will be back on Monday. So just the drive will be back live on Monday. But everybody have a great weekend. Stay cool. And we appreciate Joe Ross and especially Ernie Johnson Jr. What a great conversation. Everybody have a great weekend.
We'll see you guys on Monday, 7 o'clock.